Oh, you want to hear Brendan talk about not being a fan of weed? Brendan's anti-weed now. He thinks it's a gateway drug. Does that mean he's anti-Joe Rogan? Yeah. So listen to this rant. Brendan is anti-weed now all of a sudden. I'm not too sure what's happening here. I'm not too sure if this is like a sub. If this is a sub at Rogan. If this is him maturing with age. Is this a consequence of having children? Is it because he lives in Austin now? I'm not too sure. But Brendan goes on a bit of an anti-weed rant here. Listen to Brendan's anti-weed legalization.
But it's like one of the current, this is a good segue. One of the current events is how Trump's going to make marijuana not such a restrictive drug, right? So it's a gateway drug.
By the way, does Brendan not know the meaning of gateway drug? Or is he just not, what? Does he not know the meaning of gateway drug? Or is he just using that word incorrectly? Or is that both the same thing? Trump's going to what? Look at, what is Trump doing basically? I want to see Trump. So Trump's going to reclassify it, right? That's what they're saying here. That's from a day ago. Cursio Politica. Trump says he will make a decision on reclassifying marijuana in the coming. Okay, marijuana is spelled with an I. My mistake. It's spelled with an I. Trump says he'll make a decision on reclassifying marijuana in the coming weeks. Let's see what he has to say, because I didn't know about this. President Trump said on Monday his administration was looking at reclassifying of marijuana and intends to make it a decision in the coming weeks. It's a very complicated subject base, he said. I've heard great things about having to do the medical and bad things about having to... No. It's a very complicated subject base. I've heard great things having to do with medical and bad things having to do with just about everything else. His comments come after Friday Wall Street Journal report indicated Trump was considering reclassifying the drug as less dangerous. That's really fucking cool, isn't it? If you live in the States. As it should be, by the way. Like how they do in fucking Amsterdam and Holland and shit, where you can just smoke it in coffee shops and all over the streets and shit. Fucking great. In most of, I guess most of Netherlands. The move, which the Biden administration considered but did not ultimately enact, is controversial among some of Trump's base. Okay, so I guess some MAGA people are anti-marijuana. Is that true? I didn't know that. Are some MAGA people anti-marijuana because they're anti-drugs in general? Or are they anti-marijuana because they think it's a gateway drug into other harder drugs? People in the street chat, let me know, because I have no idea about MAGA people and Republicans and how they view things. Because I'd imagine they'd like it because of the taxes and whatever they could claim from it and shit and the money they could make. But are Republicans and those type of people generally not a fan of marijuana legalization because it's a drug or because it could be a gateway drug? We need to protect the public spaces for kids. He wrote on X on Saturday, everything already smells like weed, which is ridiculous. Let's make it harder and ruin public space. Okay, cool. I get that. People don't want places to smell like weed. But then you just limit it to people only smoking it in like licensed cafes and shit, right? You can still make it maybe legal to smoke in the streets, but having someone in possession isn't a penalized crime, by the way. Let me know, Street Chat. Say, bro, the country is a shambles, but sure, let me smoke some fucking weed. They don't know. The church instructs them to be against it. Okay, cool. Church makes sense. On to Southern California. I could give a fuck about that shit being legalized. They think all the above and the crime that comes of it. Okay, cool. Put bills, opiates on, all are good. The Whole Foods. MAGA wouldn't align with weed, bro. There's a whole chunk of MAGA who like to pretend it's 1950s, so it's fun to them to pretend weed is evil. Okay, cool. So it's that kind of whole thing, isn't it? But again, I'd imagine the money made from it, I think, will be good from them. You'd imagine tax breaks and shit. Or whatever. But yeah, I just don't buy this whole gateway drug thing, by the way. Maybe I'm just an old school, because I'm an old school fucking druggie myself. I just don't buy the idea of gateway drug. I don't buy it because I never did any weed before I just jumped straight into the Class A's. I didn't even play around with weed. I don't even smoke weed. You know what I mean? I may look black, I may look very urban, I may look very hip hop personified, but I'm not really the biggest fan of smoking weed anyway. I hardly smoke it. If anything, maybe on a holiday, maybe here and there, but it's not really my go-to thing, you know? I went straight into the fucking harder shit. So I don't buy this idea that it's a gateway drug. I think if you like harder stuff, you're gonna have harder stuff. If you like weed, you like weed. And I don't know. Having been in Amsterdam this past weekend as well, it's kind of nice, man, to see a place like that so chilled out. People in coffee shops fucking drinking weed, smoking and shit, chilling out. I don't mind it personally. Trump did not indicate at the briefing whether he intends to reclassify the drug, just that his administration would reconsider it. Reclassifying marijuana as a scheduled free drug would reduce penalties without making it fully legal. Ahead of the 2024 election, Trump said that he would vote yes on the Florida amendment that would legalize marijuana through the state. Florida voters did not approve of the amendment. Jesus. Florida people that didn't approve to legalize marijuana. Wow. Surprised, actually. I always thought Florida was a bit more of a like loose, fuck it, let's have some fun, right on the edges of your seat, bit crazy place. I would have assumed they would have fucking, approved of that. It's surprising. As I previously mentioned, I believe it's time to end needless arrest, incarceration on adults, he wrote on Truth Social. We must also implement smarter regulations while providing access for adults to safe, tested products. I agree with that one. In the post, he indicated that he would look into medical uses of marijuana and benefits reducing classification Schedule 3. Okay. I don't mind it, actually. I don't mind it. Again, probably be hard to pass, as you guys have mentioned in the stream chat, with some Republicans being very stuck in their ways and looking at all drugs as bad, no matter how beneficial they are or how, low impact they may be to other things and whatnot. But yeah, interesting start. Let's go back to Brendan then. Let's see what Brendan had to say. Let's go back to Brendan's opinion on this shit. Back to the start once again. Well, let's play from here. Big up the stream chat. Big up the stream chat.
Go for it.
I know what you're about to say.
The idea, obviously our boy Rogan swears by marijuana. I'll tell you this right now. The idea that marijuana helps you be more creative or you can take it and view the world in a different spectacle, all that is bullshit.
You can view the world in a different spectacle. You mean from a different perspective? You can view the world in a different spectacle. What?
To be more creative, or you can take it and view the world in a different spectacle 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 and view the world in a different spectacle. All that is bullshit.
I agree.
It's all bullshit.
No, it isn't.
None of that.
No, it isn't bullshit though. Some people do. Again, this generalization is really interesting from him. You don't need to smoke it. To be fair, if anybody is needed, if there's anybody on earth that's in desperate need for a joint to just chill the fuck out, or some sort of psychedelic to kind of tap into their inner self, or to maybe get out of themselves and shit and see stuff for what it really is and give them some level of perspective or understanding or deep meaning, it's fucking Brendan. If ever there's a person, but he's also the type of person that would probably also maybe not be the best guinea pig for that, because he may be, he's the kind of person that could also see suffering from a psychotic break or something. But Jesus Christ, man, these sweeping generalizations are really fucking funny. And also, nobody's saying that it's this be all and end all to creativity. Like, you smoke weed and you become this fucking crazy creative person. No one's saying that. It's worked for some people in that regard, but this idea that the only people people just like smoking weed. It doesn't always have to be some output productive thing. To be fair, that's one of the lame things about Rogan. Not gonna lie, I'm not even a weed smoker, but I'd imagine if you're a real stoner, one of the lame things about Rogan has how he's kind of broified smoking weed, right? And made it seem like this hack, right? From the jiu-jitsu to the comedy to the podcasting, like weed is this like superpower, super plant thing that will push you to do more and tap into your side. Brother, can I just smoke, please? Can I just smoke, please? Can I just smoke, please?
That's real. It's all an excuse for you to zone out and do whatever. You can do it.
Big up Two Phones. Exactly. Perfectly put, Two Phones. Schaub is just trying to be polarizing, unoriginal takes. Exactly. He's trying way too hard to go viral, by the way. Way too hard to have a hot take that everyone's going to disagree with and go crazy on. That can kind of get the show back into the algorithm, get them back popping again, get them back relevant again. But it's like, come on, man. This is a nonsense opinion. He doesn't even believe this himself, I'm sure.
Without it.
Well, you're medicating yourself.
So you're medicating yourself. So if you think marijuana is this some sort of passenger to get you to be funny or more creative, that's in you. You can get there without these drugs.
Yeah.
And
you can tap into it with the drugs, though. You can get to that person. You can get to whatever's inside of you way quicker with those drugs, though. So you know what they mean. This guy, it's already in you. You don't need it. Like, Jesus Christ, what a fucking boomer.
To say it's a gateway drug, that's not an understatement. And
it's not a gateway drug, by the way. I don't believe so anyway. I think if you want to do harder drugs, you will do harder drugs.
Science on it, and there's research.
Don't get me wrong. For some people, it may be, but I think by and large, I don't think weed's a gateway drug.
On it that shows that kids that do marijuana before the age of 21, it makes you so much more stupider.
It makes you so much more stupider. That sounds so much more stupider. Also, what makes you stupider? Playing football, CTE, UFC like Brendan, or smoking some weed when you're 12, 13? What's actually gonna hurt you more? I don't know. I would imagine playing position that Brendan did, where you're essentially getting hit all the time. That probably have more impact on your lack of intelligence or whatever else it may be going forward. You'd imagine more so than fucking weed. But again, what do I know? Nothing.
Seen it with my own eyes.
I've seen it with person with our friends who just smoke all the time.
What's our
it's
friends?
not
Who's the
cool.
friends?
I've seen young kids who had everything, and I watched them smoke, and they started smoking at 15, 14. You know, it is.
I seen young. Honestly, what is this conversation, bro? Boomer conversation. I've seen friends. Like, what friends? What friends do you see at 15? Name them, bro. This again, made up stories. These made up stories.
It's what it is. Kids do it, and man, when they're 25, it's a sad story. It just is. You're just because
I would say, and Rogan's an outlier. He can do it and still be super hyper.
He was also that way before he started smoking too.
He's so
intense
and in sixth gear, so maybe it brings him down to fourth, so it works for him.
But he also started doing it when he was 35 years old.
Also, you're not Joe Rogan, right? Most of us aren't. So the idea that this can be a less dangerous drug, and
so because you're not Joe Rogan, you can't smoke weed. Unless you're Joe Rogan, unless you've got the schedule Joe Rogan, unless you're as busy as Joe Rogan, you should not be smoking weed. You don't deserve it. What?
Help people out. It couldn't be more wrong. Now there's some health benefits to it, you know, with inflammation, stuff like that. But as far as like making it less dangerous, I just think it's moving America in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm. My buddy, who you know,
it's moving American road. Imagine getting your hot take. Imagine getting your opinions on how to move America forward from Brendan Schaub. Imagine Brendan Schaub is your go-to person on a weekly basis for you to understand where America should be headed. Just imagine.
You know, Jimmy. We had a friend who had passed away from a brain tumor, but he had glioblastoma, and they were giving him highly concentrated THC.
Good right? Gun.
Yo, big up A. Martinez.
They're kinda right. Rogan was 35 when he started.
Yeah, but that's also loser shit though, isn't it? I don't know about you, but I think if you're 35 and you haven't smoked weed yet, just don't smoke it. Controversial opinion. I think if you haven't done any drugs and you're 35 years of age, just carry on, man. Carry on living your life. You don't need it. People like myself and others who started a bit earlier, you know, you probably can never get rid of that itch. You got to kind of balance it out by doing some good deeds and lock it in from time to time. But I think if you've reached the age of 35 and you've not done a single drug, you should probably just allow it. Just leave it. Just leave it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's okay. Leave it alone. It's okay.
Highly concentrated. And it kept him alive for, I think, almost 3 years. So they're sometimes certain THC, I guess they don't know why, is kind of, you know, slows the progression. So Jimmy, who smokes weed periodically, he wet his finger on the dropper. He wet his finger on the THC dropper and went like this.
Got blitzed.
He didn't just go get blitzed. He went into a seizure.
Oh yeah.
And he was like this, and he remembers he was totally like cognizant, but he had no control over his body.
But aren't these like men the same age as Brian? These old men, these old ass middle-aged men, recently divorced, got nothing to do. Like, okay, some old ass guy tried to fucking go crazy with some THC and got fucking his ass. Doesn't mean weed is bad. It means that man's very old and should probably not be squirting THC into his fucking tongue.
So he had no control of his body, and he was like, oh my God, I'm having a stroke. So they get him to the hospital, and he's lying there, and the doctor, he's fine.
Oh, you think so? Okay, big up A. Martinez. You think so? Honestly, it's more loser to be doing it as a kid. I started 15, my friend started 25, and he still kept his faculties. That's a good point. Big up Josie. Wagwan Josie, if you're ever truly being free, would you ever to do whatever jobs we see fit, sharp grandpa? Yeah, I'm of that thinking personally. Having read all the books I've read about the cartel, having read all the books I've read about the fucking drugs in general, the amount of bloodshed, like you read some of these books about the cartel and shit, about drug smuggling from parts of South America, Central America, around the world. All the issues happening in Europe now in parts of Belgium, gun crime in fucking Sweden and shit. Like, it's pretty bleak, it's pretty sad what's going on. The amount of people that die for myself and others to get fucking baggies, you know, in our fucking front pockets when we're going clubbing and shit. It's quite awful. So personally, I'm of the ilk, or I'm of the thinking, just legalize it all and get you completely get rid of that underbelly, that crime, that criminal world, that criminal enterprise. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. But I'm sure it's not that easy. I'm sure that it comes with a lot of risks. But for me, I'd love to live in a future where you just legalize the whole shit. Whoever wants to do what they do, you do it. You be a responsible adult. If you're not a responsible adult, your life gets fucked. You know what I mean? But this mollycoddling of adults or trying to prevent them from doing those type of things by making stuff illegal doesn't help really, you know? Because, you know, it just gets done behind closed doors. That's simply it. It just gets done behind closed doors and away from phones and cameras and shit. So I don't like that sort of shit personally. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? Gateway drugs. Gateway drugs. Oh no, let's continue. It hasn't finished it.
Finally coming out of it, and the doctor goes, yeah, you overdosed on THC. That's what happened to you. It's like,
and some people get schizophrenic doing it. Like, there's just, I just think people would be so much better if, I'm not saying there's not a use for marijuana. There definitely is in medical cases. I just think we'd be so much better off if.
So marijuana should only be used in medical cases, not recreationally, according to Brendan. You shouldn't smoke weed. You should just only use it for medical purposes.
Instead of smoking marijuana, instead of drinking that fucking whiskey chin, if you just put your fucking, or whatever you drink, if you just put your fucking tennis shoes on and go for a run.
People don't run in tennis shoes. People running running shoes, by the way. He's not that much of a boomer to say tennis shoes. He's not that old. People don't run in tennis shoes. They run in running shoes or CrossFit or cross-training shoes or whatever else it may be. But yeah, this is a dumb adage, because what about if they can't run? What if they don't want to run, but they still want to say the same things? So that's where those drugs come in, you know? It's not that hard to fucking understand. It's like, what? Just go for a run. Maybe I don't want to go for a run, you know? Maybe some people, they don't want to put on their quote-unquote tennis shoes and go for a run. Plus, these guys aren't going for fucking runs. Fuck out of here, man. Brendan hasn't recorded a single one of his fucking runs at 4 a.m. allegedly. Allegedly. Come on, man. Get out of here. Get out of here.
And if you can get the same euphoric feeling, you can get the same endorphins, whatever drug or choice, whatever alcohol of choice, if you do something hard and that makes you sweat, you're going to get the same endorphins. There's a reason why.
Endorphins. Well, why is it when he says it, it sounds so wrong? Endorphins.
So many addicts become long.
Sounds like he's saying dolphin.
Distance runners, because they're getting the same endorphins. There's ways to do it where you're going to smoke and sit on your couch and be not productive and scroll Twitter and Instagram and do some dumb shit, dude.
yeah.
That's what you do every day too, though, no? How you gonna pot kettle black, mate? Look at that face. That's the face somebody knows he's projecting and he's talking about himself too. Like, that's what you do as well, mate. We all do the same shit. You do that too. Don't look like you're better than everybody else. Like, what? He does it even without the weed. He's probably dead doom scrolling on his couch with his kids playing around him. He doesn't even probably just get off weed. He doesn't even get off weed. Fucking hilarious. Absolutely blood clot hilarious.